think we're ready to go. All right, buenos dias, que paso, amigos? John's Moto Garage. As always, welcome back to the channel. This is a video I've been putting off doing forever, and finally I said, let's just go ahead and do it. I had all these excuses, like I had to wash the bike, I had to do this, I had to do the other, and you know what? No more excuses. Let's just go ahead and knock it out. So today I'm going to bring you guys the highly requested and hopefully highly anticipated walk around and breakdown of the 2017 Harley Davidson Dyna Low Rider S FXDLS. So let's jump on the bike. I'll explain a little bit about the background, the history on this bike, how it came into my possession, and then I'll take you over to the high resolution camera. We'll do the walk around and I'll tell you what all this thing has set up on it. Now, spoiler alert, I'm not going to be doing any wheelies today. I already got one Dyna that's gone through enough abuse with the wheelie game, so with this one, I'm going to take it easy for the time being. But anyway, here's what we're going to do. I've got to run to the bank real quick, drop some cash into the Bonko, and then after that, we will roll over to a nice little shaded area, and I'll bring you a nice high definition walk around of the bike, and I'll bring you the breakdown of everything that the mastermind behind this set it up with. This thing is such a monster, man. So if you're new to the channel, just a little bit of brief background. I bought my first Dyna to try doing wheelies back in December of last year, so it's been about 7-8 months or so. Shortly after I bought that, I started eyeing the this Low Rider S, and I just knew ultimately, inevitably, I would end up picking up one of these bad boys. And so as time went on, I started doing my research and looking into them, and they became harder and harder to find. Like I couldn't find them. I missed a few good deals out in California that got sold out from under me. So here's what happened. I was searching for these Dynas, and me being the cheapskate that I am, I wanted to find one that was already built up more or less, so I wasn't taking a hit on all the extra parts, because it adds up fast when you're building these. I had found a few good deals out in California, but I waited too long on them, and then I wasn't finding anything at all, and finally I said, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to buy one stock and build it up. And I had found a 2017 Low Rider S with the 117 upgraded kit on it, and I could have picked it up for 14,900 bucks. And stay tuned, very soon I'll actually drop a video on how much I paid for this one as well, for those who are curious. So basically, I was about to go out the next day and pick that one up. It was here local in Arizona, so that was going to be the plan, and then I was going to build it up, use it as like a, you know, a cool build series for the channel. So that night, I'm sitting there scrolling through one of the Instagram Dyna trading pages, and I'm like deep in the archives from months back, and I happen across this beauty. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, that is exactly the bike I want. You know, a few little things, but basically that's the bike I would want to build up. And I was heartbroken because I was sure the thing was already gone. You know, this thing was from months back. I was sure there was no way this thing was still available. I end up reaching out to the dude that night at like 1 in the morning. I hit him up. I was like, hey man, sorry for messaging so late. Do you still have your bike by chance? Dude hits me up. I think he pretty much got right back to me. He's like, hey, yeah, the bike's still available. I'm like, what the heck? Now, I'll admit it was a little outside of my budget that I wanted to work with, but by that point I realized if you're getting one of these and you're getting a build, or gonna build it, there's no two ways about it. You're gonna drop a lot of money into it. So, long story short, we go back and forth. He sends me some pictures, some video. I'm in love with this thing, and yeah, the rest is history. I've got videos. I went out and bought a plane ticket to Austin, flew out there, checked out the bike, and ultimately, obviously, I brought it home. Alright, so enough preamble. Let me go hit the bank real quick, and then we will do the walk around. right, we're good to roll. And so some of you may be wondering, like, what's my ultimate long-term goal with this bike? And it's just to keep it and have a blast on it. A lot of the bikes come and go, but this one I plan to keep and hold on to for the long term. Bam. Shade in Arizona. Hard to come by, but I like it. I think this will do it. All right, so here it is. I'm going to do a just quick walk around, and then I will pull my phone and actually just go over the entire list of all the upgrades this bike has on it. But again, 2017 Harley Davidson Dyna Low Rider S, the FXDLS, 110 cubic inch. Definitely not stock. Lots and lots of upgrades and goodies. And again, big shout out to Thorn. Like I said, he was the mastermind behind this project. It was his labor of love, and I'm just the fortunate new owner of the motorcycle. Pretty stoked on it for sure. And one of the other things that I'll be doing soon, and part of the reason why I want to get these videos out to you, is because I'm going to be putting Deviant Fabrications Defender bags on the bike. They actually sent me a set of the bags to install and review, and I feel horrible because I haven't been putting it off. I've been so busy as of late, so I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. All right, so here it is. This is actually from Thorn. This is what he had sent me. This was part of his Craigslist ad. So this is everything that's included as far as the bike goes. All the details on it, the breakdown. Still factory brakes, the bottom end, heads, transmission, Snorkel Intake. This guy here. So that stuff's all factory. The drivetrain, it's got the factory 110 Screaming Eagle. Bam. 10.5 to 1 pistons. Fueling Race Series 574 cam kit with adjustable push rods. Factory 6-speed transmission. Heavy duty clutch spring. This thing is super stiff. He said it's dyno-tuned at 110 horsepower, 119 foot-pounds of torque. And it's got the Bung King chain drive +4 swap. Bam. The chain conversion there. +4. This thing is super torquey. Extremely easy to get that front wheel up in the air. As far as suspension goes, he's got the Öhlins in the rear, HD 754 piggybacks. I'm a huge fan of those. With Race Tech with gold emulators in the front. And top line +2 gold tubes. So as you can see, I mean, the forks right there, that alone, huge fan. The GPR stabilizer with Speed Merchant preload adjusters, Track Dynamics swing arm. I think I said Track or Die swing arm, but it's Track Dynamics swing arm. Super stoked on that as well. That's one of those things that I had never even thought about, and then I saw this bike and it had it, and I thought, dude, looks pretty dope. Powder coated, brand new clutch brake cable or lines. New bearings, full ABS delete. People ask why you do that, and I think most people do it for like the burnout stuff and the wheelies and whatnot, but I don't know for sure. If you guys know for sure, leave a comment below. It would have been nice to have the ABS when I ran into that deer, but we still made it out in one piece. A Bassani exhaust, 2-in-1, and this is the Bassani RR3 exhaust. Again, hardcase risers. Check out that exhaust though. Hardcase risers, Fly Moto bars, JD Fabs fairing. People have asked, you know, how I dig the fairing. Zero complaints whatsoever. The only thing that would be dope is like a quick detach, easy release fairing option, which this one is not. You know, it's a little bit more involved. But as long as it's working, I don't really have any reason why I would be taking it off. So I'm cool with that. JD Fabs handguards. What else do we got? Yeah, Saddleman Seat. Those seats alone are like $400 to $500. It's crazy. I have that on the Street Bob. I love it. And then full fender conversion with the paint match. You got this one little blemish from the paint, which he told me about beforehand. You can't even really see it, but just where it's cracked a little bit there. But cosmetic, nothing I'm worried about. Speed King's Tailight. And then flow pegs, which I'm a huge fan of these pegs. 2007 mid controls. And then San Diego Customs fork brace. So there you have it. All in, I know that he had around 30K, maybe a little bit more into this bike. I mean, like I said, labor of love. That I feel very fortunate to have found it. Super stoked on it. I dig the aesthetics, the looks of it, and I'm a huge fan of the performance as well. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Sounds awesome. A huge fan of that. Yeah, this thing sounds super good. So as far as like anything that I would change or do, I would probably black out the foot pegs. 14.5-inch shocks in the rear I think would be cool. I like that little Dyna gap that people do, but you know, the way it sits now is not a problem at all. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the handguards styling over some of the other ones, but you know, they're not bad. And then, relocation for the gauges to put it up here and get one of those, kind of clean up the look of the tank. I mean, that's pretty much, and then rear motor mounts as well. Those are pretty much the only things I can think that I would want to do in addition. It'll probably be sometime if/before I do any of that, but otherwise, the way the bike sits, it's like I said, everything and more than I could have wanted. Oh, and one more thing, the bars are a bit tall for me at 5'8", but still works, no problem. Alright, so there you have it, you guys. John's Moto Garage. Leave a comment below if you dig the bike. What do you think? Would you mob around on something like this? Stay tuned for a video coming very soon. I'll reveal how much I paid for the motorcycle as well, so you can have an idea of what something like this may cost you on the used market. This one has around, it had about 8,000 miles when I bought it, about 8,000 miles when I bought it, but obviously driving back from Austin, I put some good mileage on it. Alright, you guys, we'll hit you up on the next one, John's Moto Garage. I appreciate the support. Like and subscribe, share if you dig the content, and we'll hit you up next time. Adios.